fucking thing off.
Got a little camera?
Yeah, it's a GoPro.
GoPro. Oh boy, gotta get ready. I'm gonna cut right through your shot here.
Get out of my face.
Well, you're in my way.
What's going on, guys? Coming at you with another video. Jam-packed weekend. Went to a show, the big event it's called. It's a convention with a bunch of wrestlers where you get to meet them, get autographs, get pictures, so on. Every November, once in November, once in March, they do this show. I usually skip on the March show, but we decided, my buddy and I, hell, let's go for it. Prices were a little bit higher than they normally are, which was expected due to the fact that there was one big name there. So I didn't meet as many people as I would like to meet because I ran out of money quick, really quick. Usually it's like 20 bucks for an autograph, $10 for a picture, $30 combined, and they were charging like $80 for combos, so a little insane. But let me show you who I met and a little couple of stories behind it. So the first person, I walked in and I met Funaki, #1 commentator on SmackDown in WWE, and great guy. Went up to him, he stood up, shook my hand and bowed. He did that 3 times, which was awesome. I was like, oh, Funaki, man, big fan. I love what you did with the Attitude Era, even with Kai and Tai. I gave him the card and my green marker, and he's like, oh, green, my favorite color. And I was like, okay. So it was pretty cool meeting him. Did not get a picture with him, just got the autograph. Next person I met was Gangrel. I'm a huge Edge fan, Edge and Christian, so I loved the Brood when they first came. This autograph was actually free with admission, so it's the second time I met Gangrel. So I got this beautiful Attitude Era card autographed by him in silver. The next person was Deborah. Deborah was just saying, I love everything. So I gave her the marker. Well, I gave her the card, and she's like, oh, I love this card. Very shiny. And I was like, okay. And then she opened the marker, and she was like, oh, pink. I love pink. And I was like, uh-huh. All right. Let's move it along. Let's move it along, Deborah. This is a long show. But nonetheless, she was really cool. Signed the card. Did not get a picture because, like I said, the prices were just so high that I had to skip on a lot of pictures. So that was Deborah. I was not going to skip on a picture with Lita. I actually, funny story, I did not realize it was Lita when I walked in. She really changed. She lost a lot of weight, and if it's possible, she got prettier. So I gave her the card, she signed it. Nice little conversation. I told her it was amazing seeing her when she first came in with S.A. Rios. Total game changer. She was one of the first divas to be a high-flying diva. And I loved everything she did in her career. From being a babyface fan favorite to turning heel with Edge. Great entertainer. Got the autograph, and then we decided to take a picture. Extremely nice person. So that was Lita. And then I got to meet Tito Santana. Funny story about Tito. I met Tito when I was like 9 or 10 years old at an independent show. So I gave him the card. He's like, really cool card. So he signed it. Asked me if I wanted it inscribed Hall of Fame. I said, sure, why not? So he inscribed it Hall of Fame with Arriba. I told him that when I was younger and he first came out with El Matador gimmick, after the whole Strike Force thing, I was so pumped up. I come from a Spanish family, Spanish descent. I told him, I'm actually from Spain. And when you came out with the Matador gimmick, it was awesome. I was like, oh yeah, Spain finally represented. That's awesome. That's great. And he was like, oh, you're from Spain. That's cool. He's like, funny story. He's like, I actually beat the Undertaker back in '94 in Barcelona. He's like, don't believe me? Google it. I Googled it because I did not believe him. And it is true. Earned to the head, 1, 2, 3. I also told him a story when I met him in the Indies back in, I was like 9 years old. I got a 8x10 autograph that was either $5 or $10 at the time, and I lost it. Couldn't find it. Must have fell out of my program. I was very upset. Security guard sees me and notices that I'm upset, and he's like, "What's going on?" And I told him the story. I'm like, "I think I lost an autograph." Took me back up to Tito, and Tito's like, "Oh, don't worry, kid." And he signed the autograph. He signed another 8x10 for me. So it's one of those memories I'll always have of Tito Santana. He was really cool and all about the fans. So I told him that story, and he was like, thank you for being a fan. It means a lot. Met Jake. Wasn't too happy with that. I was very pumped up to meet Jake the Snake. Huge fan back in the 90s. I walked up to him. I paid the fee. Gave him the card. He was about to get his own marker. I told him, like, "Oh, Jake, I got a green marker right here." And he's like, "You want me to sign this card with your marker?" And I was like, "Yeah, I prepped the card already." So he just threw his pen down, grabbed my marker, signed it, and just, like, chucked the card at me. I was like, "Oh, Jake, I also got a picture with you." He got up, took the picture right there. You could tell how happy he is to take that picture. And as soon as we took the picture, he kind of gave me a nudge away and just sat down. So didn't really get to talk to him much. My buddy also tried to have a conversation with Jake, and it was not happening. So very disappointed about meeting Jake. One guy I am not disappointed in. Fourth time I meet the Hitman. Absolutely love the Hitman. Every time the Hitman's around, I will meet him. First 3 times, I was starstruck. I've never gotten starstruck before, but I was a fan of the Hitman since I was 5 years old. Could never get words out. This time around, I had my cell phone. I showed him. I'm like, "Hey, Brett, I just want to show you a quick picture." I'm like, "I got married last year in April, and these were the socks that I wore." And I showed him the picture, and he looked at it, and he was like, "Wow, that's pretty wild, crazy." And he started laughing, and he was like, "How did the wife feel about that?" I was like, "She wasn't too happy." And he started laughing, and all the pictures he took with people, he was just giving the fist, right? He was just sitting there and giving the fist. With me, he looked at me, grabbed my hand, and he was like, "All right, let's take this." And wow, just felt like a kid. So thank you, Brett the Hitman Hart. As always, I will always be a fan of yours. Then met the Sarge. Sarge was pretty cool. Loved the card, he said. He was like, "Wow, this is a pretty cool card." Signed it really quick. Added a little face with a hat on it. And gave the card back to me. I said, "Thanks, Sarge. You're a fan favorite of mine as well." Loved everything he did in WWF back in the day. Even when he became a commissioner, it was pretty cool. And when he had his little feud with, DX and so on. So got to meet Sergeant Slaughter for the first time. And then Papa Shango. So Papa Shango, a.k.a. The Godfather, was there with one of his lady friends. And she was annoying. Very annoying. So I gave him the card. And gave him a purple marker. And she was like, "Oh, wow, cool card." And she was like, "Ooh, purple, that's going to look nice." And then the Godfather, I'm sorry, Papa Shango, Godfather, whatever you want to call him, he was like rubbing the card, and I was like, "Oh no, I prepped it already." And she's like, "Oh, he prepped it. How did he prep it?" And I was like, "With baby powder." "Oh, that works. That's awesome." I'm like, "I'm not getting a picture with you, so stop trying to sell me." So I got him to sign that card in purple. I think it came out really nice. And then the Godfather card I got in green. And he inscribed it Hall of Fame, so I love it. And then finally, the last person I got to meet, if you want to call it a meet, was the Undertaker. No picture with the Undertaker. The autographs were like $350. Pictures were, $250 for an autograph, $250 for a picture. I skipped on the picture. I just couldn't do it. And the autographs were boring. He was sitting there, 4 officials around him. They were throwing whatever it was in front of him. He was signing. He wasn't even looking up. So I'll always remember I was this close to the Undertaker, but nothing really special in that meet. But I did get a cool card, so I'm happy about that. So that was my big event recap. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a wrestling fan, let me know. Comment below. And I always love to meet new wrestling fans. I'm not too much of a new school guy. I'm more of an old school guy. But I always enjoy talking wrestling. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, and peace out.